Hey, this is Mr. P Cooking School. Today I'm making Mr. P's cheesy burger. And I am starting with, because of the size of my family, 2 pounds of hamburger. And I'm going to put it in, and I'm going to put it on a medium temperature. Guess I need to go to the large burner. And then I'm going to brown the burger, right? So I just need to take a spoon or a spatula and kind of break it up so it'll brown easily. And I'm gonna not film all of this right here because this takes a little bit of time, so we'll let that brown. All right, so come up here, take a look. I have browned the hamburger. Now when you brown hamburger, you have to kind of stir it around a little bit. Otherwise, if you don't pay any attention to it, it'll scorch onto the bottom of the pan and then you have to scrape it off. So, you know, not all the time, you're not constant, but you have to come over and give it a stir and, you know, tend it so that it doesn't burn. All right, also, I did not film me taking and draining the grease out of here, but I did have to drain some grease out. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my ingredients, and I have Worcestershire, and I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, and then I'm going to add about a tablespoon, or a teaspoon, I guess, of salt, not a tablespoon, teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to add about the same amount of pepper, black pepper. And about the same amount of onion powder. You could, you could use real onion if you choose. I'm not a big onion fan. You know me, I'm picky. So I add onion powder instead. It gives it a little bit of flavor, but it doesn't have, for me, I guess the onion is a texture thing. So I add what I like. And now I stir it all together. And I have got a package of Velveeta cheese. You could use real cheeses, but Velveeta happens to melt nice. And so I've chopped it up. It comes in a block, and I cut the pieces up and just put them in, and we'll let them melt. And this is half of a package of Velveeta, and to be quite honest with you, I'm not certain if I'm going to need to add more. I don't think this will be too much, but I might need to add more. But you just go to what you like. So I'm going to start with this, and I'm going to start stirring it around, and we'll probably take a little break while I'm stirring around, and then come back and I'll let you know whether I had to add any more in or not. So let me put the cheese in, and it doesn't really take too long for the cheese to melt. I got cheese on my hand. Yuck. But we'll let this melt in. Okay, so I steadily stirred this while the cheese was melting, so that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. But you can see that the cheese is melted in, and at this point, we're just going to get some buns out and take a scoop and put it on the bun. And if you like your cheeseburger with ketchup and mustard, put ketchup and mustard on this, and anything you would put on a burger, pickles, put it on there. All right? And there you go, Mr. P's cheesy hamburgers.